is the new sexy.
Digitization falls across the land. The last man spawning is close at hand. And jocks crawl out in search of underwear to terrorize the nerds from here to there. The foulest stench is in the air. The funk of 40,000 Hot Pockets just this year. And slutty girls from every womb are closing in to fuck you in your dorm room. And though you fight to stay alive, your butthole shivers, all in fright. For no more mortal can resist how awesome being a nerd is.
Welcome. This is episode 38. We're getting so close. This is Wyldfyre1, and thanks to that beautiful intro from my good pal.
Yeah, Sunrie, you know damn well it's from me.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't realize, it was kind of a ode to the opening of Thriller. God bless you,
Vincent Price. And Michael Jackson, who I'm sure is finally the white little girl angel he always dreamed of being.
I'm sure Michael Jackson's being blessed all right, but not by God.
Hey,
blasphemy! I just pissed off like 1,000 people out there. The rest of you guys don't know who the fuck Michael Jackson is. It's okay.
Oh, great. Now, we're down to 2 listeners again.
But today's topic, we're going to talk about a few things.
We're in the Halloween mood. This is why we took the 2-week breaks.
Yes.
We didn't want to miss Halloween in the podcast.
I was scared to death. I realized we're going to be in episode 40 before
Halloween,
and we don't want to do the podcast that day. The boss episode, we want that to be the following podcast. We can't miss Halloween. It's my favorite time of the year, man.
That's right. With everything going on and being able to get scared and get candy, and it's just a good time to talk about scary things in general, either with games or movies, and things like that.
Well, we're going to talk about a few things, but our main topic today is going to be our favorite scary moments in video games. Thank God. Yes. We love that stuff. We may continue the Halloween route next week. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll keep up stuff that has to do with Halloween or around stuff like that. Not necessarily games or a movie. But anything that's nerddom that could be frightening.
So, like I said, today's topic is favorite scary moments in video games. We're also going to talk about a little epidemic that's been going on in real life, everywhere.
Yeah, well, let's bring that up first because it definitely needs to be talked about. Creepy clowns.
So there's a part of me here that that's a genius idea if it wasn't done stupidly.
There's some idiots out there, and we'll cover these guys, at some point. But the whole concept of the creepy clown and the clown sighting videos, I think they're freaking hilarious. I love them.
Oh yeah.
Some of them are really well acted. Some of them are just like, guys, just please stop. You're worse than Mariah Carey for acting here. It's just they're freaking hilarious. The concept is great. I love that kind of
scaring people. We've talked about the little haunted front yard scenes we've done, and especially I think last Halloween we talked about it. And I love scaring people. I think it's great. I like to be scared. I like that jump. I like that adrenaline. It's fucking amazing. But
the one time a year you're allowed to be scared, and you can let yourself be scared without going into "I'm gonna kill you" mode.
Yeah, and generally, of course. There's always those people who get scared and their first instinct is to fight, which I can't really down people like that. But you got to remember, if you're going to a scare fest, you're paying money to get scared. If you punch someone, whose fucking fault is that?
Right.
But anyway, these clowns. I mean, let's be honest. There's a good amount of people out there in the world that are afraid of clowns to begin with.
Oh yeah.
I always thought that was a weird phobia to have. I don't know.
Well, it's because anybody can be a clown, and you can't. People read facial expressions. It's the same reason why when you take a kid to Santa Claus and they're in the Easter Bunny and stuff like that, they cannot read that person. They're covered in hair or it's a mask, and so they don't know what to think. So they get scared because they're seeing things that make it human but not human. It's the uncanny valley thing, and it's stronger with infants because they're still trying to learn to understand and differentiate. So when you can't see a person smiling and you can't check their facial expressions. That's terrifying.
Yeah, it makes sense. But you know what? I always thought if a kid cried when he was on like the Easter Bunny's lap, I'm like, you pussy.
Yeah, that's true. It's the same thing with clowns. They're a forced expression, but that's not their real expression.
Yeah, that fake smile.
Yeah, and they're always deadpanned, and they allow the makeup to highlight their expressions. So it's kind of creepy. Again, it's the whole uncanny valley thing where you're seeing something that's human, but you're seeing all the things that's making it not human.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I never thought of it like that. It's a great psychological way of putting it, and it makes sense. But I just still can't see why people would be afraid of clowns. These are beings that bring you happiness. I understand, like, it or whatever.
Well, normally, but yeah, you have like it.
Yeah, you have movies that
float down here.
Killer clowns.
From outer
space, one of the best 80s movies ever made. Yeah, I was going to say, and that was made to be bad on purpose. It was supposed to be that B movie. It's like Mars Attacks. You haven't seen it. It's freaking awesome. Worth it, dude.
Yeah, it is totally worth it.
The clown
drinks
theme,
people.
The clown theme rock song that goes with it is so fucking catchy. I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I would just hum that song, and it's got that but in fucking hardcore fucking like almost metal-esque guitar. Oh, it's so cool. It's just, and they're killer clowns from outer space. But yeah, clowns themselves, I understand, but I don't understand why people are scared. Clowns are supposed to make people happy, and you're right. Yeah, they're supposed to. They're a thing at a fucking circus or what have you that makes you smile. They go out of the way, like even hurt themselves to make you smile. It's a court gesture almost.
Yeah, and that's where it started. In hey, social justice warriors, clowns didn't start after blackface. Clowns predate blackface by several hundred years.
Well, so do mimes.
Yeah, and mimes too. Fucking yeah.
Go.
Okay, no. Clowns are above mimes.
Mimes are evil. I'm saying mimes are evil. You can talk shit and be like, oh, that clown guy is evil as shit. No, he's not. Look at the mime next to him, pretending to stab him and actually succeeding. That's the fucking evil right there.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the silent but deadly fucking clown.
Yeah, and they're French, so
they're French.
It's like a triple threat.
Well, the good about a French clown or a mime is that they're really not going to hurt you. It's all just idle threats.
Yeah.
Which is why they probably don't have a knife, because they took them all away.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, we're getting off topic. Clowns.
So this whole creepy clown thing. Now, I said there's a right way of doing it and there's a wrong way of doing it. The right way of doing it: driving around with dark tinted windows and then rolling down the window slowly to reveal a creepy clown and just staring at people or slowly waving. Creepy funny. Walking down the street and standing in the shadows, and then as people walk by across the street, stand into the light very slowly and then slowly back out. Yeah. Creepy funny. So just walking down the street or standing on the corner and not doing anything, just standing there dressed as a clown. Creepy funny.
You remember back in the day they had those old like moving clown sculptures that would wave? That was creepy. Exactly. On Pee-wee's
Big Adventure.
That was creepy. They had those everywhere. That was creepy, okay? That was creepy awesome.
Yeah, but that was creepy without trying to be creepy.
No, yeah, exactly. It was supposed to be like, hey, there's a clown here. Bozo's awesome. Come on in. Yeah. Instead, I'm
standing in front of a red light camera and getting it to trip and just standing there holding balloons while creepily smiling at the camera. Creepy funny.
Like Tim Curry creepy.
Yeah. Jumping out of a bush and screaming as a clown. Scary funny.
We've done that. That's scary funny. Yeah.
Scary funny.
Not clowns.
Holding an actual baseball bat and chasing somebody.
Stupid.
Actually holding a machete. Making the gun sign and dropping the hammer towards somebody. Those are all guaranteed to get you fucking killed.
Stupid.
Just a few days ago, there was a woman who was hanging out on her porch. A black SUV came pulling up. They rolled down the window real slowly, and a clown stuck his head out and just creepily smiled at her. She started cracking up and said, "That's a good one. I'm glad I'm not afraid of clowns." He then pointed to her, did the gun sign, and went bang. So she drew her gun, and guess who ran the fuck away? Don't take it to the next level. over in Sparks, I heard about a clown. Now, we still haven't been able to determine if this was real or if this was just one of the things that people were spreading as the myth, that a clown was running after people holding a baseball bat, and another one had a machete. This is Nevada. We are legally allowed to kill you for doing that. And I will. If I'm walking down the street and you jump out as a clown and you have no weapons and you just start, I will start screaming and laughing and run down the street even if I'm carrying, because that to me is funny. That is okay. I will give you a pass. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything illegal about it. I might be wrong. I don't really know our NRS too well because, you know, being from California and from Colorado. But I would give you the thumbs up. I'd shake your hand. I would say, please tell me you got that in video and hope to see it on YouTube. Yeah. If you step out and I see you pull a machete out, I'm dropping your ass.
A machete,
don't fucking do it.
A fucking baseball bat. If you threaten my life in any way that's obvious, you're going down, dude. There's no coming back from that. It's either you or me, and it's gonna be you.
Yeah. Even if you've got someone spotting and you step out half a street down and you step out real slowly and turn around and then start running towards me with your arms up going, "Arr!" I would be okay with that.
That's scary. That's
scary, funny, especially this time of year because it's October. This is stuff that I love about October. It's okay.
This is stuff that October needs to be. A lot of people need to bring that back, and I understand. That's why half of me is like, this.
Just don't be stupid. Yes. People are getting their ass kicked because they're making threats towards people. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. Don't be stupid in stupid areas. Don't go walking down like these guys in fucking Compton.
Oh, God.
And getting their ass kicked. They don't appreciate the humor.
Yeah, even if you don't have a gun or anything.
Yeah, it's just not their thing.
Where's the
brain?
Where's the intelligence there? Like,
yeah. See, and I'm literally about to go down. Well, not quite literally because of how late it is when we're recording this, but I'm going to go down to Spirit, and hopefully you guys will see this on the internet, see some pictures. I'm going to dress as a clown. I'm going to stand on the corner, and I'm going to have a sign that has hashtag Clown Lives Matter. We're real.
Don't be like Scary Clown. Be like Bozo.
No, I'm just like regular clown. I'm going to have the frowny face, and I'm the big afro, and I'll wave at people. And, I love it. My wife will be recording and stuff like that. And, that's funny.
The clown thing is fucking ridiculous. I mean, good example of someone taking a good idea, which, let's be honest, jumping out as a clown at people has been done, and it's an amazing idea. Yeah. People
or these, like the videos of the guys driving down the road and a clown steps out of a cornfield and walks back in, and all of a sudden the clown's behind him. Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah, but you take it, once you add like a weapon to the mix, a real weapon to the mix.
And even your fucking skateboards.
Oh, yeah.
Picking up your skateboard and charging and holding it over your head, that is a weapon. Don't fucking do it. Let's put it this way. If you think a cop would kill you for doing that, even if you weren't dressed up as a clown, don't do it.
That's probably the best advice.
That's probably the best advice I can give you.
Yeah. Oh God, that is probably the best advice. If it's people like that, it might even get Halloween banished as a fucking holiday.
That's right. And Jack Skellington, we invoke thee.
Please possess me, Jack Skellington.
Yeah. Oh. All hail the Pumpkin King.
Oh, I hate Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, see, and I love it.
Oh, see, we're like opposite sides of the coin there. So yeah, guys, just heed our warning. Don't be
keep
stupid.
Doing the clown thing. I think it's funny. My father thinks it's hilarious. He wants to record a clown video now, and so you might see me and my father doing it. Like as clown hunters on patrol type. So we might be doing something with that.
You know what you could do is you can do like a whole Winchester thing, like you guys are hunting clowns.
That's not a bad idea.
Like they hunt fucking like demons and shit.
Yeah, going after clowns.
That's fucking great.
So, like I said, clown videos, freaking hilarious. My dad spent all afternoon watching it, and he was telling me how he was cracking up, and he thought this was the greatest thing in forever. And, he's just saying, these guys who are doing it with weapons or going into the wrong area, they deserve what's coming to them. Yep. But he thinks the whole concept is freaking hilarious too. It is. It's great.
It's amazing. Yeah.
You guys are doing good. Keep doing it. Just do it smart, please, so we can continue to see this.
If you take something too far, it's always going to end horribly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and this right here is no exception.
Yeah, like we said, if you think a cop would kill you, don't be doing it. Going from that kind of scary into other kind of scariest moments in games that are our favorites.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of games out there that we might even mention that people won't even know because it's old, like Phantasmagoria.
Oh, I was gonna bring that up. Oh my god!
And when there might be some that you guys do know, like Dead Space. The Dead Space series, great fucking game.
Dead Space, Silent Hill. So, Outlast.
At the end of this, you guys, I want you guys, if you get a chance, tell us your favorite game. Tell us your favorite.
Yeah, if we missed something, tell us. If you don't agree, or there's something that you think is more scary about something that we bring up, yeah, let us know. I love it.
We've got to remember, we haven't played every fucking video game out there to date, like some of these other people.
Not for lack of trying.
Not for lack of trying, just for lack of funds. But there are a bunch of games out there that we do love, and we will mention them. So, what would be your first one, Sunrie?
Well, let's see. I would think first scary game I ever played, well, a game that was supposed to be scary, was Haunted House on Atari 2600.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that game.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't actually scary or anything like that, but, it was supposed to be. You would go in, the lightning would strike, and you could see the areas on the level. You had things chasing you, like the little ghosts and bats, things like that. My first actual game that it was like one of those, it's kind of scary.
That actually scared you, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was an Alien 2 game, so it was Aliens. And I don't remember what system it was on. I want to say it was on a ColecoVision, I believe.
Oh wow!
And yeah, you actually played Ripley, and it was one of those games where if anyone who's ever played the ColecoVision knows that the controller looked kind of like a remote control, and you would have overlays that you would slide in. It would and you'd use that to go around to the game, and it actually took little discs and stuff like that. And I remember playing that, and it was scary because the aliens would kind of randomly jump out at you and chase you and stuff like that. And it wasn't first person or anything, obviously, and it was very crude graphics, but that was the first time I played a game, where I felt nervous going into the next section.
There was always, and I'll say this, first-person shooter games, like even the old Nintendo first-person games, like Goonies when it went first-person.
Oh yeah,
always had a creepy element to it for me.
Yeah,
like even games like, I don't know, I want to say early type Skyrim games for the NES. I always hated playing first-person shooter games because they confused the fuck out. I couldn't figure out where I was going. Early first-person shooters were scary.
Yeah, like the Ultima games and whatnot.
They were confusing. Like every other room looked the same. You didn't know what the fuck we were at. And that right there was that feel of like helplessness in those rooms. And that's what scared the shit out of me. I mean, there was a few games that I played and got into and finally got into first-person shooters because of them, or first-person type games because of them. And but that right there, like a good example, of course, being Goonies. Every fucking room looked the same. Or what was it, Friday the 13th, when you went into the cabins? Every fucking room looked the same. You
never know if you turned around enough or too many times or not enough.
Or and all of a sudden you're stuck in there and there's no getting out. It's helpless. It's hopeless. There were other games like Castlevania. I think was supposed to be a little scary.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
But the music was too awesome for you to be like, oh, I'm scared. No, this is like, I'm gonna go kick the shit out of everything that's undead.
Yeah. The game after that the first where I started feeling kind of, oh god, this is kind of scary, was the SNES Jurassic Park, when you would go into the first person mode.
Oh,
when you'd go into some of the buildings and like the dark zones, and like the raptors would come running at you, and the Dilophosauruses and everything like that. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good game. And so let's continue on. I mean, of course there's games like Resident Evil that came out that were just fucking amazing. And what I'll say was more scary about Resident Evil were the camera locations.
That's true. Yeah, it was the same thing when I played the very first Alone in the Dark.
Yeah.
And I never got very far in that game because it came out in a time when Windows was just being started to put on computers, and so games that ran on DOS, Windows was trying to kind of emulate through a DOS box and stuff like that, where it actually go into DOS through Windows, but things wouldn't work correctly at the time, and so my sound card didn't really work because it had to be configured through DOS. but if you opened it through Windows, it wouldn't work. But
I hated
then the
that.
graphics card wouldn't work correctly in DOS. So it was a big fucking mess. So I never really got through it. But I remember the first time I had played that, and kind of the same thing, fixed camera angles and always going, oh shit, what's around that corner, and things jumping through windows, paintings coming alive, trying to go through a tunnel and a giant snake shows up. And
Yep.
there were so many ways to glitch out of that game. Like, I remember going down to the basement and that when that worm first came at you, and if you stood in the right spot, the worm would go by you and not kill you, and then you can continue down. Because what was supposed to happen was you were supposed to come from the other side and be running away from the worm. And I didn't know that because at the time I was, oh God, I must have been 13. Yeah, this was a long time. This was fucking long time ago. Let's tell you how long it was. And this was back when it was Infogrames that was making it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this is the original company, fucking Infogrames. They had a little armadillo logo. And so I remember getting through there, and then now because I went in the back way, I had no idea what was going on because I wasn't supposed to be there. And so it was pretty freaking hilarious. So I never really got too far. And even though there was voice acting in it, my sound card was fucked up or my video card would be fucked up. So I never got too far in it. But that game, when I was able to get it to work, scared the shit out of me.
There's another game that I played, and I can't remember the name of it. Maniac Mansion. Maniac Mansion.
Are you talking about the ones with it where you pick the three kids?
It was like 5 kids.
Yeah, and you picked 3 of them.
Maniac Mansion was the name of it.
Yes.
And you had to go through this mansion and find out like all this stuff. That game and it wasn't really super scary, but the story, like, it reminded me a lot of like The Children Under the Stairs or something like that as an adult. And it had this really eerie, creepy feature, and it just seemed like no matter what you did, your chances are you were going to get caught, and that's the idea. You were avoiding getting caught in this mansion by the people who owned it. It was a very good game. It really was. I love the fact that each like kid or teenager you chose had like its own. One person was like a hacker, the other person was like now good at stealth. And one of the things that I really loved was like you go into the kid's room, and the kid, like the teenage kid that lived there, their kid was like halfway normal.
Yeah, and there was multiple different ways of beating the game.
Oh yeah, it was a really cool game, but it also had this creepy aspect to it. My mom used to love to play that game, and I'd watch her play it because I refused to fucking play it. I thought it was haunted. I was like, fuck this game. It was a fun game. So that was another one that kind of just the vibe alone kind of scared me. And I was like, again, I was a kid. I was like maybe 6 or 7 when we played that game, and it was really weird. But you go into other games like, okay, we got Silent Hill and Resident Evil. You got those games. Resident Evil 1 was big jump scare game, I believe.
Well, then you also had a Clock Tower, which was scary as shit on the
Clock Tower
PSX. Yeah, Clock Tower. So basically, you were just an individual. You were trying to get out from this clock tower, and you were constantly being changed by this guy with his giant scissors. He would just show up, and he would kill you. And he was like a little boy and stuff like that. And it was actually pretty frightening.
We forgot about Myst.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of really creepy areas of that. I just remember having that whole sense of awe and just what oh God, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, like the whole time you're playing that game, you're expecting someone to jump out at you. Or something. And then there's another game. There's an older PC game called Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh yeah, see, and I never played too much of that. I got just past building my character and being told and meeting like the initial chick.
It's super dark.
And I ended up not liking it.
There's a lot of really good scares in that, but I think the haunted house. There's one area where you're supposed to go clear a haunted house or for some reason or another. And these are old graphics. And mind you, I played this last year. I bought it.
Yeah.
I bought it.
Yeah, this
like
is back in. It ran off the original Half-Life engine.
Was it the original Half-Life engine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they were forced to not release it until Half-Life was released.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I go through the game, an area where you get to this haunted house, and you do this, and shit happens. And the graphics, of course, are old gen. They look. They're obviously old gen. It definitely looks like something from around that time. And there's still shit that happens. Like you'll turn around, and there's something in your face. It scares the fuck out of you.
Yep.
Like I almost like I don't rage quit games. I scare quit games.
Yeah.
Like if I get scared, I'm done. I'm pissed off at myself. I'm like, fuck, this thing scared me. I'm done. Fuck you, game. I'll be back for you later.
Yeah, I have a game like that still.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a few instances I had that. So I was like that at that point in that game, I had to do that, and I was like, fuck. Well, ended up getting through it, but I'm like stuck. But there's a lot of sexual shit in that game. It's a very adult game, and it's fucking awesome. That haunted house. If anyone hasn't played that game, if you want a good scare with a pretty decent story, go to that house.
Yeah, I think that the first game that actually put me into the point where I just didn't want to play anymore was Silent Hill 3.
Oh, I agree, especially on that game.
Yeah.
That mannequin room. That was it for me. I agree, man. What was yours?
It was when I got to the carnival. Every time I'm just like, you know what? I cannot do this anymore.
That haunted house or that
little haunted mansion part of it. But I mean, even before that, there were so many times where I would be playing and I'm like, I just have to go back to the save point. I can't play anymore. I cannot do this.
That game, the more you play it, the more the impending doom feels.
Yeah, because it fucked with you.
Yes,
it's not just that there were jump scares or that it was creepy imagery. And there is literally a hidden invisible monster in that game. When you go down into the basement, there is the sound of something coming towards the gate and like some weird noises, and it never comes out. But the fact that you react to it and you take up a defensive position and you start worrying about it validates its existence.
What about that room with all the dark shit coming out of the sink? That room.
Yeah.
That room. I walked in, didn't expect anything to happen. Look around, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of that game. Didn't expect anything to happen. All of a sudden, your mirrored image looks fucking different. She's moving with you, but she's like bloody and shit. And then shit, like the room looks fucked up in the other mirror, I believe, and then it goes out the sink in your room, and it takes the whole fucking mirror. And then all of a sudden, the character in the mirror stops moving, and you know you're fucked. The door's locked behind you. You can't open it. You have to. The trick is you gotta wait for a certain point, and then it opens, or it'll kill you. You can't be in that room for too long. That room is not only a mind fuck, but is a fuck. It fucks your butthole. And it's horrible.
It totally fucks your butthole.
Silent Hill 3 is probably one of the top of my scare lists.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the only reason I know how the endings and stuff like that is because I've watched online and everything like that. I can't. It was just always, it's the atmosphere, just the extra sounds on the game. It's just so fucking creepy and just so goddamn wrong.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh, am I talking to? And she says whatever, like, I don't know who you are, or something like that. So, happy birthday, I don't know who you are, or whatever. It's just, and that was funny, but it was funny creepy.
Or the fact, okay, and at one point, what Wild's talking about is you walk in, and there's a mannequin sitting there.
Oh, the mannequin room. Oh, God.
Yeah. And so you're thinking, oh, shit. Okay, but nothing happens.
But it's not just a mannequin. It's a room full of mannequins without heads, except for one.
Yeah.
One has its head.
And so you're like, oh fuck. But nothing happened. And so you get to the back of it where you're expected to get, and you pick up the stuff and you start to walk back towards the camera, and all of a sudden you hear this blood curdling scream.
And your fucking controller vibrates, which made me want to throw my controller across the room.
Yeah. And when you get there, the mannequin's head has been cut off and there's blood all over.
Yep.
And that's it. That is how this game fucks with you.
Fuck that game. Fuck that game. Fuck that game.
And the other scary, and think about this. The other really scary thing about the game is not only is the game fucking with you, but what was it? The second game. Yeah, the second game, which is the first in the timeline. So they're talking, and there's a little girl that's there. He says something about what exactly does he say? Wild. He says something. He goes. How did you get away from? How are you staying away from the monsters?
Yeah, how are you getting away from the monsters? And she goes, what monster?
It's basically Silent Hill is there to fuck with the person who is there. It calls to you, and it forces you to reveal and confront your sin.
More or less. Silent Hill 2 was all about that. Not just your sin. You see, like, the monsters you see represent a part of... It is a psychological mind fuck. The monsters you see represent a part of your sin. Like, there's a scene where the main character goes into an area where it looks like a pyramid head is strangling one of the feminine monsters.
Yeah, he's basically raping her and strangling her.
A lot of people say it is. It looks like it's a rape scene, which you can call it that. I didn't see a dick entering a vagina. That's cool. But he basically kills it and drags it, or I think he drags it off or leaves it there. But either way, it's supposed to represent, that scene there is supposed to represent the main character's sin. Okay? Mm-hmm. There's another guy by the name of Eddie in Silent Hill 2 who just sees people laughing at him, and he's constantly killing them because he's fucking psycho. It's the town going, hey, get over your sin or you're gonna die.
Yeah, and people who don't confront and confess basically are doomed to die there.
There's a lady there who went there who basically killed her dad. Like, I forget, it was a fire or something, but she killed her dad because he raped her all the time. Yeah, and I remember that was one of the first games I played on, like, the PlayStation 2. I went, this is fucking serious. This game is pulling no punches. This girl just pretty much admitted her daddy raped her all the time. You know, spoiler alert, she pretty much fails her test. She ends up burning to death. Yeah. So the game especially, Silent Hill 2 and 3. I never played 1. I regret never playing 1, but 2 and 3 were probably the scariest Silent Hill games ever. Like The Room, Silent Hill, 4? The Room, which shouldn't have been a Silent Hill to begin with.
It actually wasn't supposed to be.
No, it wasn't supposed to be. But the thing is that the room part of the game was scary.
Yeah.
And there were a few other parts of the game that, like, you go into a certain room in the game and you see a big picture, a big face of one of the females you're supposed to save, and her eyes are all fucking weird. It's more like House on Haunted Hill scary, which you can live with. Silent Hill 2 and 3 psychotically butt-fucked you.
Yes.
Like, as mind-fucked and just made you fucking go, oh, God. No.
and most recently was when we got, on PS4, we got Outlast for free. Oh, yeah. And that game I got about 30 minutes into, and I could not play anymore.
I never played Outlast.
Yeah, there's one way, really the only way to scare me in games is to make me someone who is powerless. Because, you know, games like Fear and stuff like that are supposed to be scary, and
there's some good
it's not.
scares.
You're a walking goddamn death machine.
Yeah, but
what am I afraid of?
But you still get some good jump scares in there, you know?
Yeah.
Like Doom 3 was pretty scary until you figured out like, once you played Doom 3 enough, you're like, oh, there's something going to come out of this corner. It's too dark over there. And you knew. But at first, like, there's scenes like where the guy looks in the mirror and his fucking face morphs. Yeah, that was scary as shit because you weren't expecting it. But
jump scares is one thing. Like Fallout 4, there was a couple times where I got some jump scares. And I shouted. My wife starts laughing because, you know, she's like, "Wow, I hardly ever see you do that." I said, "I know, that actually scared me." You know, but in like games like Outlast, when, you know, you've got people running around you and you can't fight back, or you have no effective way of fighting back, and these things are after you, that is how you make a scary game. Oh, yeah. I mean, the second half of the game turned into something completely bullshit, but
it's Alien Isolation, dude.
Yeah, see, and I haven't played that yet.
Neither have I, but I've seen Let's Plays on it, and the game looks like the epitome of what you're talking about. You can kind of fight back, but it's mostly run and hide.
Right. Yeah, and I know that as far as the alien's concerned, you can't fight it and you can't kill it. You can fend it off and make it run away, and you can fight the Joes that are in it, and stuff like that, and you can kill those things and fight them. And towards the end, you're so powerful, you know, you're just running through them and killing them, but you're always running away from the alien. I heard up to a certain point that game is pretty terrifying because unlike aliens, Colonial Marines, the alien isn't scripted anywhere. Yeah. So every time you play that game, it could be somewhere else because it actually moves around the levels and does stuff.
Yeah, it's random. And, you know, let's get to games like I introduced Sunrie into Dead Space.
Yeah.
You know, Dead Space, great game for jump scares, and you haven't played all the way through. We got to play more on that, by the way.
Yeah, and that's a great mindfuck game because I remember I'm playing, and when you play co-op, you play a totally different character, so you're not playing the same character going through. You're actually playing co-op. I'm playing the other character, Wild's playing the first person, and we get to this one level. I'm watching the cutscene. I'm like, oh my god, well, what is that? What's going on? And Wild's like, what? Wait, what are you talking about? What do you see? I'm like, well, just on the video. So what? It's like, and I'm not going to spoil it, and I'm explaining what's going on, and all of a sudden all this shit starts happening, and I actually go, oh fuck!
Yeah, it was something different for me. It was like,
and Wild goes, I didn't see any of that. Your character just started acting weird on my screen.
Yep.
So fucking Dead Space, Sledgehammer Games. Yeah. Big round of applause for that. You don't know how to make Call of Duty for shit, but god damn it, you did good with Dead Space.
Let's talk about. There's one scene where we're just getting through like getting station or whatever. And in there's like we're going through the game room, and I knew this was gonna happen because it scared the shit out of me recently too. And I'm like, oh, Sunrise is gonna flip. And we go in there, and I'm like. I'm playing around. I go, hey, go check that area out. And he goes, checks it out, and the fucking pinball machine comes on. He goes, God damn it!
Yeah, I opened fire on it. God damn it! Scared me.
It was one of those really cool jump scare scenes where you're like, oh, this everything's kind of calm, but I'm expecting something to come out. All three of the Dead Space games are good. The first one especially, because you're playing alone. It's not co-op. You're alone, and you feel like you're alone in that game. We haven't even talked about zombie games.
Oh yeah, most of those haven't been scary though. That's
Left 4 Dead's got a few good scares.
Yeah, I mean, like you turn around and like there's suddenly a witch there and stuff like that. But
Dying Light, I'll preach to you about Dying Light before.
Yeah, see, and I haven't played that.
Dying Light, when it's nighttime, it's especially if you're not like an uber awesome character toward like you are towards the end. The game is fucking terrifying. The sounds, the fucking everything. Just the game is terrifying. You get these Night Stalker creatures that can just kill you by fucking jumping on you and ripping your throat out. And you see this shit, and it's horrifying. The game, it's a great, scary zombie game. But we'll move on from that to The Forest. The Forest recently scared the shit out of me. But there's a story of The Forest I want Sunrie to tell because I told him, and he's been giving me shit about it ever since.
So while I was telling him about The Forest, because I remember having kind of told him about it and seeing it, and he goes, "Oh yeah," he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna check that out." And I've been a little hesitant, but I'm probably gonna end up getting it. And we'll try and get some gameplay videos because I'm not real exactly too savvy when it comes to the PC way of doing it. As PS4 is easy, it's a button.
Literally, there's a share.
Yeah. So. He goes, yeah. He goes, so The Forest is scary as shit. I said, yeah, that's what I heard. He goes, yeah. So I'm doing all my stuff and everything's cool. And then all of a sudden, this little kid comes hanging out and he won't leave me alone. I start getting scared as shit. So I turn around and I kill him. And I think he said I smashed his head with a rock.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude? He goes, yeah. And so everybody goes running away, and I end up killing his mom too. I'm like, well, at least you killed her because. That's pretty fucked up that, you just kill the kid. He goes, yeah, and then I made a spear out of his shin bone. He calls it the spear of the firstborn.
God damn it.
So that pretty much has made me want to play it.
It's to kind of explain a little better. I'm looking around. I'm doing my foraging shit because it's basically open world.
It's a survival horror game.
It's an open world survival horror game where and it's got like a sandbox kind of environment where you build your own shit. Well, I'm walking around and I'm just this is my first character. I'm looking around trying to figure shit out, and I don't know where this kid. I hear this kid behind me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Go away, you little fucker! And he's like, and he's like hanging around with me. I'm like, dude, no, I don't know if you're going to attack me because you never know if these fucksticks are going to attack you. You never know because sometimes they just come hang out and we'll look around you and then they leave. Or sometimes they do that and then out of nowhere go fucking batshit crazy on you and attack you with rocks and shit. Well, I'm like, I'm not going to fucking, I'm like saying this in real life. I'm like, dude, you better go or I'm going to kill you. And I'm actually making my character kind of jump at him like, maybe the game maybe it's not smart enough to understand, but yeah. I'm like, dude, go. And the kid just doesn't go, and his mom's like watching from a distance, like, "Oh yeah, this is cute. He's playing with a civilized human being." And I'm like, "No, bitch!" I grabbed a rock and I beat him to death. I just crack,
like a Pikachu with a Poke Rock.
Yes, I beat him to death. Then all of a sudden he dies, so the mom goes apeshit crazy. I'm like, fuck, I can't let her. She's trying to run from me because I hurt her. I can't let her live because she might go tell somebody. So I go up and I beat her to death. So I grab both their bodies, I put them in the bonfire. And what it does is when they burn, you get their bones. So I upgraded my spear with their bones. So I called it the Spear of the Firstborn because it's fucking from his son's bones. I'm not psycho or nothing. Don't judge me. The game makes
And
you do
I ground
shit.
your bones to make my bread.
Oh, haven't you
fucked up.
Haven't you seen Arrow? You'll do anything you can to survive on a fucking desert island, deserted island or whatever. Yeah. So dude, that game's so fun. I can't wait to play with Sunrie on it. There will be videos and there will be. Oh, let's talk about the scary parts.
Yes.
For the first, I don't want to say week of playing it, I was good. I'm like, oh, this isn't so bad. Every so often I get an attack. These guys come up and attack me during the daytime. I'll go to sleep. Sleeping's good. Well, the last time I played it, and this is the last time I played it because I was like, no more. After this, not until I play with somebody.
Wild goes, so right, you have to play with me because I cannot play this game by myself anymore.
I go to sleep, and I'm wearing the headset that I wear to play games, and the headset, of course, is pretty decent. It's loud too. Well, anyway, I go to sleep in the game, and I get woke up in the middle of the night to hearing these weird fucking noises. Like it sounds like ghosts are all around me. And I'm like, fuck, what's going on? And then this horrible music's playing, like you're gonna fucking die. These like 3 tribesmen come at me. One of them has a skull on his head with like a fucking light, so you can see he's lighting his way. So I have to fight these fuckers, and the whole time they're also fucking up the shit I built. I'm like, dude, no! I worked hard to cut that shit down to make a fucking, I don't know, a fucking rock holder out of it. So don't fucking break my shit. So I'm trying to kill them. I'm about dead. I'm trying to eat fucking granola bars to live, and oh god, it was just the sounds. The sounds is what did it. The game, it just mind fucked you. I was like, I'm done. Fuck this game. Off. Save and quit.
Yeah, to be fair, they're probably pissed off that you killed their 10-year-old.
Dude, he had it coming. He had it coming. I warned him. I said, dude, get away from me, little boy. And he's like, no, you got candy. I'm like, no, I don't. I got a spear and a rock. But the game is horrifying, and it gets even more so, I hear. So, Phantasmagoria. We talked about Phantasmagoria.
Yes, we have to talk about Phantasm, and that's probably even before some of these other ones.
Let me set the scene for you. Sunrie, we were at your aunt's house, right?
Yeah, we were on Popop's computer.
We were at Popop's house, and I see Sunrie on this computer playing this game. I'm like, wait, what's going on? What's this? And like it's like a digital live action game.
It was FMV. So basically, it was live. It was actors who would, when you would click on stuff, would walk into the next area and do their scene, and then things would come to a stop, and then you could look around.
Lots of blue screen technology. Yeah. But the game was awesome. Like, you're basically, I don't know, somehow you inherit this fucking this mansion.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think they moved there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow you get this. They move there. Maybe they're rich, and it's this guy and this guy and his wife, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was the guy and his wife.
And they're both like really good. They seem to be really good people at first, and as you go, you start
get along. They're happy.
Mm-hmm, as you go, and I remember sitting next to Sunrie watching this. There's a part where we go through this hallway, and like the fucking picture changes, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Then there's other things. Sunrie, go ahead and tell us some more about that. You played it much more than I did.
Yeah, there was one particular scene. So when you go into the barn or whatever it was, you can see some rustling. And we're like, oh, okay, that's where they want us to click. Go over there. There's going to be a jump scare.
Yep.
So we're waiting for it, and she goes up and she checks it, and she stands up, and then this cat jumps out of the rafters, and we go, ha ha, knew it. And all of a sudden, her husband comes jumping in, like shouting, and we all go, oh! Yeah, and you know what's funny is Phantasmagoria was one of the games that, in addition to Mortal Kombat and Night Trap, caused the creation of the ESRB.
Oh yeah.
There were some extremely violent, graphic death scenes in that.
Well, there's
live
rape.
action.
There
people
was
get
rape.
their head. Yeah. Oh yeah. She actually gets raped. Like, you actually watch a rape scene in it.
It was horrible.
We're not kidding.
So there's two teenage. There's like, well, I think we were like 16 years old at the time, watching this rape scene, going like,
holy shit!
Did they really just put that in? Oh,
yeah, seriously. Yeah, we were all sitting there going, "Oh my god!"
Yep, it's really rare you hear about this game. It is. It's I don't know
Yeah.
why. It I mean, other than the fact that maybe it changed, it brought the ESRB into play.
Yeah.
But
And it was overshadowed by like what was it, 11th Hour
Oh yeah.
and 13th Guest and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it was it was the perfect scary movie game, really. It was.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch. I mean, there's so many scares in that. There's just a bunch of shit that happened. I remember there's like there's a part where someone's face melts off. It was like, I want to say it was equivalent to, if not a little worse than the second Poltergeist movie.
Yeah, I'm right around that.
Yeah, and the second Poltergeist movie was horrifying.
Oh yeah, so you would go in there and she would adjust her hair in the mirror, and as she would move, the picture in the background would change.
Oh, that's right. Oh.
Yeah.
There was some really ingenious little things like that make you go, what? Oh man, I'm sure we missed a bunch of scary games, but I can't think of any more. What about you?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's other scary things in games and stuff like that. Like you're saying, like with Left 4 Dead and things like that. There were plenty of times where we'd be going, and then like out of nowhere, like a jockey or something like that jumps out of the bushes and starts face fucking everybody.
Or getting smokered, even that.
Yeah, and you don't hear them until they're right up on you, and all of a sudden you hear this. It's like, oh shit!
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of awesome scary scenes in games. It's just there's so many games out there. It's hard to remember them all. I think we're done. I think there's no more. I can't think of anything more. Can you?
Yeah, no, not for scary games and stuff like that. But we'll continue on with all that kind of stuff, through the entire month and everything like that. So
through the Halloween season.
Yeah, the Halloween season.
All right, guys. Be sure to tell us what you think about this episode if you want. If you want, tell us what your favorite scary jump areas in a video game are, because there's so many out there. There are so many out there. We want to thank you for listening. Is there anything you want to say, Sunrie?
No, just go out there, scare some people, have some fun, but God damn it, be safe and be smart.
Hey, that's the thing about Halloween. Be safe. They've been saying that ever since we were kids. So, all right, everyone, thank you for listening, and stay sexy.
Stay sexy.